Joining us, I welcome tonight a comedy legend. Some might call an icon, some call a movie star. The internet doesn't give a lot of information. I give to you Mr. Don DC Curry, everybody. Awesome. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, brother. It's my pleasure.
One of the things that I realized when I was trying to do as much research on you as I possibly could is that the internet doesn't give a lot of information about...
There's a lot of false facts.
Yes. Your age, for instance.
Yeah.
You are 60...
Is that what kind of interview this is?
No. Okay, no. He's 60. He's 68.
I'm not 50. I'm what? I'm not 55 like the internet says.
Oh, no. There's a... it says
I'm
that
in
you
my
are...
60s, brother.
68 is what the internet says.
No, I'm not 68.
Okay. Well,
I also saw on the internet where it said I'm 58. I'm not 58.
Not
but
58
I'm somewhere in betwixt the two.
And you know, I talk to people about you, and they some say that you're from Chicago, some say that you're from the South. There's all these mixed messages about Don DC Curry.
I grew up in Chicago. Internet says I'm from Fort Worth, Texas.
Yeah.
The internet on a regular basis confuses me with Donald Eugene Curry. That's my full name. It was also the full exact name of the middleweight champion of the world in the 90s, Donald Eugene Curry. We had the same exact name, first name, middle name, and last name. And I ate a lot of steak dinners on him. You Donald Eugene Curry? Yes, I am.
Well, you know, it's kind of funny because before you do an interview like this, you like to do your research and you like to find out where somebody comes from and their story. The story of DC Curry is that he started comedy and then he was on BET Comic View and then he became a star. Who introduced you to the microphone? Were you inspired? Were you driven? Like who was the person that... Was there anybody that made you want to be a comic?
In put it in a nutshell, man, I was a professional minor league baseball player during the disco era, and I couldn't dance. So when we would be on the road and we go after a game, everybody would go to the clubs. I'd go to a comedy club and just laugh, man. And when I was fired from baseball, Detroit Tigers, I was in a comedy club. I like to go on open mic night and watch the beginners, you know, having a rough time. That was amazing to me. And I was in a club one night and they ran out of comics. And I went up. That was 11,000 shows ago.
So you were an open micer?
Oh yeah, I did open mic for a long time, but it was a different grind than it is now with the insurgence of social media. I can remember when me, Sherman, DL, we would do 4 or 5 different clubs in one night.
In Chicago?
In Atlanta, Chicago, Los Angeles.
So so there's a gestation period for comedians. Like, you know, everybody says there's the Kevin Harts that take 10, 15 years. There's the Bill Cosbys that take 2 years. There's the Eddie Murphys that take 7. What was your gestation period? Like, how long did it take?
They used to say that it took 10 years to become bona fide comic. And I got different views on that. In other disciplines of entertainment, you can be an overnight success. You can sing, you know, you can have a sensational 6-year-old singer, but no such thing in comedy because it takes time for you to find your place in the game. And they used to say 10 years, but I was approached by Comic View after performing about 4 years, and I rejected them. 5 years, I rejected them. 6 years, I rejected them. Finally, in 90-something, I was about 10 years in the game, and they offered to fly me to Los Angeles for the television show, and I finally accepted. But it takes a while for you to find your place in the stand-up game.
So if you were to think about it, like, from now, after movies, TV shows, guest appearances, touring all over the country, is it worth it? Like, was it all worth it? All the struggles, all the fights, all the bullshit, all the entertainment?
It was worth it to me in hindsight. If I had known back then that this is what it would cost me, I may not have done it.
What do you mean by cost?
It's very difficult to live a typical life and enjoy what is commonly associated with family life: white picket fence, the dog, and a boy and a girl, and be successful in the entertainment business, because you have to get into it, and it's like playing ball. I've advised some young kids who have talent, but you got to be kind of a freak to succeed in professional sports. And the catch is, if you have the talent and don't develop yourself, you ain't gonna make it. And if you have the talent and do develop yourself, you still may not make it. Oof. So how can I advise somebody to make the sacrifices that are necessary when there's no guarantee that even if you do that, you will make it? But I never thought about the money or nothing. I remember when I was starting, my whole focus was on wanting to be a bona fide professional